Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to On the Mic with Mike. It is the leading daily social business enterprise show in the Central Virginia area. I'm your host, Mike King, and I appreciate you being here with me. The views expressed here of mine have no connection to, support of, or agreement with any other host. Information on the ads that run on the station. I don't work for the station. My program just airs here on a daily basis. Join me as this cutting edge show uplifts the community and showcases Central Virginia in a different way. The sounds you're listening to are emanating from the Mike King Biz Studio, which is the global epicenter of social enterprise business. Joining us today, as always, is the man on the wheels of steel, the super producer, Al Green. And we can be reached by calling 804-778-8888. On Mike with Mike, we highlight partnerships, people, social enterprise, business, organizations, as well as issues of the day. Today, ladies and gentlemen, the issue of the day, it was a very good day. It's a glorious day for the country. We just like to say we can all get along. The system worked. We had the transfer of power for us. Everyone, now it's time for us to get together and move forward to heal the country and make it work for everyone to work out better. So, just want to say congratulations to America and the people. We're moving forward. So, that's the soapbox for the day. To get more information, please give me. You can go get more information about me at Mike King Biz on all social media platforms as well as on the mic with Mike. We'd like to thank our first hour show sponsor, Tom Childry, the credit card guy. If you have any credit card issues, Tom Childry is a person who can help you with that. Merchant Services, Tom Childry is the person. He's been doing it for 25 years. 804-503-8472 is how you can reach Tom Childry. Also, our second hour sponsor is new to the program, Andy Taylor with Junk Luggers. We'd like to thank him for coming on board. So if you have anything at home that you need removed, Andy Taylor and Junk Luggers, they can help you with that as well. We'd like to thank them, and Andy will be on the program. It's coming up shortly one of these days, Andy at Junk Luggers. We'd like to thank them. Along the way, folks, we have to pay bills, so please take a listen to our sponsors and advertisers. We'd like to, today, ladies and gentlemen, is SBA Wednesday, so we'll have Carl Knobloch will be here. He is the district director for SBA. He's going to be talking about PPP, the Paycheck Protection, the Paycheck PPP. That's what it is, and it's the second round of that. So he'll be here. We have Carlos from In Your Ear Studios. This man knows everyone. He's a music producer. He is here to talk to us about the music business, being involved in the city of Richmond. At the top of the hour, it's the Real Playbook with Nicole Reed. So, but first we have Carl from SBA. Carl, welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you so much, Mike. Great to be here.
Alrighty, Carl. So we were here last week talking about SBA. You had us told us hold on a second. You know that there may be some changes. Can you give folks an update of what's going on as far as SBA and PPP and everything else in between?
Yeah, actually, Mike, it's kind of amazing that you brought up, in your announcement, social enterprises. Something unheard of. SBA has its loan program and that, and it is actually just released, proposed for comment, that they will actually start looking at funding nonprofits and religious organizations through our
Wow.
program.
Al just said the
Which would
same
be,
thing I did. We said,
yeah,
wow.
yeah, that will be a major game changer in not only for the poor business, but the nonprofit world who are always trying to look for avenues of revenue and things like that. So right now it's in the proposal stage, and so people can give their comments of what they think about it. And then we'll look in the near future to see if there's a potential final ruling on it or not. That it becomes part
What
of the
is the
regulation.
process for something like that to be able when it's made part of the program altogether? Like, what are the
Uh,
steps?
right now, it's been released to the public to give comment, and that comment can range anywhere from 30 to 60 days. They can extend it longer if they get a lot of comments that are very split, like a 50-50 or something, to give an extension.
Okay.
After that, they look at the comments and they make revisions to the proposed regulations to accommodate what they heard on comments on things they can do and can't do. And then at that point, the regs are implemented, and they give a timeline when that implementation goes into effect. It may go into effect in phases, and then at that point, it becomes part of the regulations and becomes a standard format. So it can go very quickly. 90 days. Typically, I tell people to figure around 180 days before everything's finalized out.
Ladies and gentlemen, the voice you're listening to, Carl Knobloch of SBA. So he is here with us. Alrighty, Carl. So that really is a game changer for because nonprofits are always trying to find a way to make it, from one day to the next. Especially the bigger ones are able to get funding from people. The smaller ones, a lot of times, are really out there struggling. So this is a game changer could be a game changer for them.
Yeah, and what's really exciting about that, something like disaster, like the economic injury disaster loan, they were not allowed to pursue in the past. And now this could be easily that they're just automatically included. And I can tell you from the COVID, it has been a game changer for a lot of those religious organizations and that being able to pursue it. And I was just talking to somebody earlier today, and he says, I have to increase my amount from my original ask for the economic injury disaster loan. I said, okay. He said, I never thought it would last this long, and we turned the money back. We only used part of it, but now we realize we should have just took it all. We weren't thinking. He says, where can I get 2.45% interest for 30 years? And I said, you're right. And so it's a thing where the organizations are starting to kind of understand the program and things like that. So it's all positive in every which way. The other thing, Mike, is kind of interesting. We kind of did as I call, a light opening last week with the payroll protection program, focusing on the smaller lending institutions, the CDFIs and that. And we did 60,000 loans last week, roughly around $5 billion. So that's a good thing. It runs around $84,000 average. So good week last week for launching it. And now this week, everybody's in.
Everyone's in. Is there a possibility that the money runs out, or that isn't the case anymore?
I don't see the money because it was kind of forecasted what they thought. And you got to remember, we left a good chunk, about 180 billion, on the table
for
on the last one.
Okay, gotcha.
So we think with what was calculated and those people coming around for a second ask, we think there's adequate coverage for it at this point in time.
Alrighty. So what is it that the listeners, what else do you think that they would need to know about PPP?
Well, last week we briefly talked about the first draw. So those people that never got one the first time can get it this time. But the caveat here at this time is those people that were in the second round can actually, who got one the first time, can actually go after a second one. The caveat is really two big things. One, before it was 500 employees. This time it's 300 employees or less.
Okay.
And the other big one is showing in any quarter in 2020 where they had a 25% or more loss in business compared to 2019.
That's what you had talked about the last time. Like, find the quarter that works for you to make it work.
Yeah, like I just talked to a company before coming on the phone, Mike, and she said, we only have one quarter that happened. I said, it doesn't matter. You count, and so you can pursue it. She says, that's a blessing to us. That really helps. And I said, so, people really need to understand that. And like I said, pretty much last year, that time frame between March and July when we really got shut down tight, I don't know too many companies that didn't lose 25% or more of their business.
That's from 19 to 20.
Yeah.
The year 19
Correct.
to 20.
Correct.
Ladies and gentlemen, the program is on the mic with Mike. It is SBA Wednesday. The time is 1:18. Carl Knobloch's with us. As well, if you'd like to give him a call, if you have specific questions, give us a call, 804-778-8888. So what advice would you, besides the number of businesses looking, I guess, what I'm trying to say is that the percentage goes down 25%. Besides that, what other advice would you give to the small businesses to go after the loans?
Well, what we want to do is maximize for them, and one of the things that with this is, the year before last year when we were doing this, you could only look at 2019 tax numbers, to come up with your calculation. This year, they're letting you choose 2019 or 2020 as your choice of which one actually maximizes your dollars, so you can get a bigger reach for the payroll protection. So, as we tell people, do the comparison between 2019 and 2020 to see which one fits better, so you can get a bigger bang for your buck.
Okay, Carl. So now I'm not a mathematician, and I'm just a guy who's on the radio. So to get the second draw, you needed to have 25% less in any quarter.
Correct. In
Okay.
2020.
But now you also had the choice between 19 and 2020 to get a higher amount because your revenue was higher.
Correct.
Okay. But that seems like I don't know, maybe that's
and then they've also, as I said, kind of added a bonus, and in fact it was odd because 2 phone calls before I got on with you, talking to a company, and they were asking about the payroll, and I said, yeah, did you know that now it includes, before it was just your payroll and your bonuses and health insurance and that, and they sat there and they said, well, yeah. I said, well, now you can include your vision plan, your dental plan, and group life. And they said, really? And they said, yeah. I said, well, that'll really help us out a lot. And I said, cool.
so. Carl,
Yeah, go ahead.
what happens to businesses that haven't filed the taxes yet for 2020?
As they sit there, and as long as they have everything together, and the lender's okay with what they are submitting, like typically they'll get something if they're using like a third party, a CPA or something like that. The lender is okay, knowing that's what's going to be filed, because that CPA is kind of saying, I support this number that's coming to you.
Okay. Times 122 on the mic with my Carl Knobloch. We got to go away for a moment. We'll be back shortly.
Hi, I'm Tom Childry, the credit card guy with Beyond. I believe it should not be confusing or expensive for your business to accept credit cards. As a social enterprise business advocate, my mission gets you paid faster with fair rates, helping your business grow. We can be contacted at area code 804-503-8472, 804-503-8472, or at getbeyond.com. Again, I'm Tom Childry, the credit card guy. Quick, easy collect. We make it easier than you expect.
Hi, Chef Michelle here of Mama Michelle's Cafe, home of the Soul Rolls, located at 10811 Whole Street Road. Give us a call at 804-912-1644 or order online at mamachells.com. Ask about our off-site catering options as well as our online ordering through Grubhub, Uber Eats, and DoorDash. Follow us on all social media at Mama Michelle's Cafe. That's Mama Michelle's, Soul south of the James. Mention Mike on the mic and get a free dessert on us. Special rules apply.
Are you tired of dating online? Bloom Matchmaking offers a safe and effective alternative. Every match is vetted and background checked. Bloom Matchmaking offers a personalized experience just for you. Check us out at bloommatchmaking.com or give us a call at 804-205-5063. Let Bloom take the stress out of dating. Mention On the Mic with Mike and receive 20% off. That number again is 804-205-5063. Bloom Matchmaking, where love grows.
Yes, this is Dontrice Brown. We're Brown Baylor. We are a creative strategy marketing agency down in Shockoe Bottom. We make history by curating experiences that matter. Please follow us on all of our social media, The Brown Baylor. You can also follow us on our website, brownbaylor.com.
Brown Baylor, hidden in plain sight. Sponsors of the On the Mic with Mike Swagger music series. Hear brand new stars every Friday at 2 p.m. only on the Mic with Mike and WJFN, 92.7 and 100.5 FM.
Do you want a crystal clear picture of your finances? Dial 804-601-0532 and schedule your free financial review with Crystal Clear Financial Solutions. Find us online at crystalclearfinancialsolutions.com.
Oh, hello. I'm Louise Keaton from the Whistle Stop Theater Company. You're listening to On the Mic with Mike.
Every day
at 1 p.m. Cheers.
Mike King isn't a businessman. He's a businessman with his own talk show. On the Mic with Mike, the best business radio program in the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. SBA Wednesday, Mike King here. We have Carl Knobloch on the phone. Carl, we also have Carlos Chafin from In Your Ear Studios is with us today. We're going to talk to him a little later on, but I just wanted him to jump on. So you're a small business owner.
Yes, I am.
What's the mood like out there for you in the music business? That's a tough one. That's the 60
What's
minute.
the mood like? My mood is good. Now I keep a positive attitude about all this because there's so much coming at you.
Yes.
There's just so much coming at you that you've got to stay up, man. You gotta be positive. And there's a lot of great musician friends that I have that are just amazing. They're like therapy, man. You hang around them like James Gates, okay? Now, James Gates is an amazing musician. Desiree Roots, those kind of people. They're so positive, man. They're so positive. They look at things so in so much light that you're around them. You can't help but feel good. And then you hear them play and sing, and then it's like a whole nother thing. So
Carl, they're part of the gig workers who are out there. Can you give some advice for the musician types who are out there navigating the waters of SBA help?
It's tough. Every day I hear about a new fund or some grant type of mechanism that you can go to, and you can, save our stages, that whole initiative, to help. And yesterday I got one from good friend Tim Timberlake, who runs Jam Inc. He's the president of that organization. And it was from the American Bluegrass, or the Institution for Bluegrass, or something like that. Something I'm not in, but it was a letter giving advice to giving a whole list of things that you can apply for and do if you're a musician.
Hey,
and
Carl,
I wish I had that stuff,
Carl
but I don't have
Knobloch,
it in front of me.
Do you have, what would be advice that SBA would have for people who are in the music industry?
Well, he's hit on a real classic point. And one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is, and this will be coming out here in the near future, the federal government gave funds to the state to help communities. And one of the focuses was small businesses or performing arts and that. And what they did is, you heard about Rebuild Virginia. Well, that was federal money that was given to the state, and they decided that they would use it as a grant program for small businesses. And then there was more money given to the local communities, like the City of Richmond, Newport News, all those entities, where they could sit there and decide how they wanted to use the money, whether it was as low-interest loans, grants, and some of them did it for people that were wanting just to start a business. Others were for existing businesses. So that money is going to be coming down here in the near future to give those opportunities. And those states that have, as we call it, a music theme, like in Southwest Virginia and that, with the bluegrass and that, they had programs focused on that particular industry because they knew how it was impacted in that. And it kind of ducktails into what we'll be talking about next week with the shuttered venue operator grant, which is basically the performing arts that got shut down because of COVID. And so that will be something we'll be talking further about next week.
And that's called the shuttered
venue operator grant.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, time 1:20. Carl, how can people find you out there?
Right now, I tell everybody to go to sba.gov/PPP and find out all the details of everything that's happening.
That's right. SBA got money. Carl, I bet you're
Glad
popular.
somebody does.
Exactly. Carl, I bet you're a popular man. You and Martin, you guys are popular these days, aren't you?
Yeah, is that the way it is? Yeah, we're popular when it's in their favor. When it's not very pretty.
I can imagine when it didn't come through. Boy, I used to like Carl Knobloch and Martin Short. And then all of a sudden it's like, they're not my favorite people. Well, Carl, you're one of my favorite people. I'd like to thank you. So next week we're going to be talking about the shuttered venue.
Yes, sir.
Cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Carl Knobloch, go to SBA.gov, and you can get all the information. They got some outstanding plans. Go get that PPP money, ladies and gentlemen. We don't want it sitting on the table. They had some left over for the last time.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Doug. Take care.
People are working day and night to destroy our Second Amendment. We can no longer sit idle. What will we pass down to our children? Our Second Amendment is the only thing that guarantees our freedoms. Once our gun rights are gone, the rest follows. History dictates. It's up to us whether our children grow up in a free country or a foreign country. Here at Peacekeepers Apparel, we watch all 50 states and donate to nonprofit organizations such as the Virginia Citizens Defense League that have teams of pro-Second Amendment lawyers that challenge these infringements. Our Bill of Rights affirms that our rights are God-given and cannot be dismantled. Our right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, period. We must not be divided as gun owners. We must stand as one body. Join the fight and become a peacekeeper at peacekeepersapparel.com. Check out our awesome products and know that a portion of each sale goes towards combating tyranny. That's peacekeepersapparel.com, P-I-E-C-E.
Happy Wednesday, I'm Kiara Johnson with your WJFN 100.5 FM weather report. Richmond, lots of sunshine today, high 48. For your tonight, low near 25, clear to partly cloudy. Atlanta, sun and clouds mixed, high 53 degrees. For your tonight, cloudy with occasional rain showers overnight, low around 40 degrees, 70% chance of rain there. Washington, D.C., a shower or two possible this morning with partly cloudy skies for the afternoon, high 44. Chance of 30%, chance of rain 30% there. For your tonight, Washington, D.C., clear skies, low near 25. This has been your weather report. Please visit johnfredericksradioshow.com.
Ponder this. Recently, I went through the drive-thru at a local coffee shop. After I received my coffee, the employee said to me, "I just want to tell you that you have a very kind smile." I looked at her and remarked back, "I bet you have one as well. I just can't see it." She was donning a mask and I was not. What are we all missing under the mask? We miss the very basic communication with others. We miss their expressions, their emotions, and their smiles. Covering our faces is in effect dehumanizing. So what are we to do with the mandates with masks? Whenever you can, show your smiling face to others. When you are outside, remove your mask. When there is a safe distance between you and others, sans the mask. Whenever you do not need to wear a mask, don't. Let's start showing our faces, our smiles, and our frowns to others. We must start connecting with others on a more personal level. Let's get back to living our lives as God has intended us to do, making personal connections with others. I'm Susie Kelly, and I am passionately Catholic.
This is Candace Dion. Make sure you tune into Discussions with Dion every Monday at 2 p.m., where we talk inspiration, motivation, natural health, fitness, and life. You can find me at Dancing with Dion, D-I-O-N, dancingwithdion.com, and Candace Dion on Facebook and Instagram.
Talking about being your best. Discussions with Dion. Mondays on the Mic with Mike. Here on WJFN 92.7 and 100.5 FM.
Welcome to Miss Gurley's, conveniently located at 4809 Parker Street in the heart of Fulton. We take food back to the basics, just like our grandmother, Gurley Frances Crump, used to do it, the way we've always done it. So grab your family, grab your friends, and come taste a little bit of home. Open for business 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday.
Henley Watches is the must-have, stylish, comfortable, and versatile timepiece for the person who values quality. Henley offers sophisticated, modern designs that inspires confidence and generates conversation. Contact us today for the On the Mic with Mike promo. Henley Watches is the official timepiece of Mike King Biz and On the Mic with Mike. Connect with us at HenleyWatches.com today.
HANDLEY, HanleyWatches.com.
Hi, this is Sarah Ellen Bagby with J. Bella Photography, where you get more than just a photo, you get an experience. We are a traveling photography company that also specializes in hair and makeup, and we do everything from weddings, events, and portraits for our clients. So we hope to see you in the new year, 2021. You can find us on Facebook at JBella, that's JBELLA RVA. You can also find us on Instagram at JBella, JBELLA _ photography RVA.
Mike with Mike, from Michael Mike's, from the Michael Mike's, Michael Mike's. My name is Isabella, and you're listening to Mike King Biz. Hubby, that's my scam.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back on the Mic with Mike, the best business radio program in the area. I'm host Mike King. We are here daily with you 1 to 3 p.m. WJFN Radio 100.5, 92.7, 820 a.m. I'd like to thank Carl Knobloch. Like I said, go get that PPP money. All you business owners out there, at least ask for it. You know, don't just leave it sitting there. They might give it to somebody else. You know, I'm trying to get mine. So hey, it's nothing to harm about trying to go get it. Carlos Chafin in Your Ear Studios is in the building.
In the house.
You are in the house. You're a real music man.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean.
See, he didn't even. That's how it is. When you say to somebody and they're like, "Yeah," like, "Yo, you're it." Yeah, I am, kind of. Yeah, I am it. Thank you for recognizing that. It's along the lines of, "Do you know who I am?" I don't need to ask you.
I know who you are.
I know who you are. Let our listeners know who you are, what you do, and then we're going to get into some of the cool, because you knew some cool people too.
I've known a few cool people.
Yes,
yeah.
you do.
Yeah.
And your name circulates. When you walked in, Al's talking about being in your studio recording with Tim Reed.
Yeah, Tim Reed is a force to be reckoned with, and So Tim's been in the film business and the TV business for his whole life, pretty much, and Daphne as well, his wife, Daphne Reed, and Daphne Maxwell Reed, which is a very common name around Richmond. If you listen to any broadcasting or whatever, you're going to run into Tim, you're going to run into Daphne, and a lot of other great people too.
How'd you get started in the music business?
I got started when I was a kid. I was playing music and, getting pretty good. I was a pretty good keyboard player. My dad said something to me. He said, he goes, you're looking pretty serious about this, and I'm going to support you with it, this decision to do music professionally, but you need to know something. He goes, when I was in college and so forth, I paid for my college by playing music in dance halls and stuff in Atlanta. And he said, you do not want to be in a band traveling on the road, playing somebody else's music night after night, same songs. He goes, it gets really old. He goes, you're going to hate it. It's going to beat you up. He said, you need to get good enough, and you need to listen to enough different kinds of music so you can work in recording studios. And I went, okay. So I started reading the back of music albums, the liner notes, and formulating a base of knowledge about who were the producers, who were the studio musicians who played on those records, because that information was actually on a vinyl record good luck today finding that on Spotify, but
So a lot of people are not getting their just doing the Spotify's.
Yeah, they're not getting their schooling from the back of a record jacket. And I did. And so I realized pretty early on, well, I'm going to have to move to Southern California or New York if I'm going to do this, right? Well, what happened was Richmond took off from an advertising standpoint. I started working in studios around here.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden advertising took off. You have the Martin Agency and a whole bunch of other people in town. And they kept coming to me going, hey, can you produce a piece of music for this ad or this TV spot? And it paid super well.
So, and you were always getting ready to leave. But
Yeah.
the next job came in.
I was ready to get out of here, man. And the next job kept showing up. And I couldn't leave because everybody was like, you leave, you're nuts, man. You're going to be a small fish in a big pond there. Here, you're the
the big dog.
You're the whale, man. You can own this place, but that's not so easy. And, of course, they were right, but I would still go to Los Angeles, New York, Dallas, wherever, and work and do work. And I would take a lot of my sessions there and do work because the musicians were so great. It was just great work in there. That's where they got the sound. It was cool. I mean, it's pretty cool to go into New York, roll into a big studio and have a bunch of clients with you. And, it amplifies your position, makes you seem like, wow, this guy must know what he's doing, man. Everybody here knows him.
That does help.
It does help.
It's like having people, see, maybe not you, but it's like other people coming to a radio station. Boy, Mike King must know something.
Yeah.
He knows how to sit here and put the headset on.
Yeah, man.
But there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that the average person does not know.
Most of the things behind the scenes.
We just know the person who sings the record, and that's a great song. You don't think about all of the things that went and all the people who went into that
That's
to
right.
make it happen.
And you particularly don't think about the whole backstory behind that musician rising to that point in their career.
That is true.
Like what got them there? How did they get there? How did that happen? I mean, back in the days of record companies, you had everybody from Motown to Capitol Records to whoever, RCA. You would rise up enough in your career where you get noticed, and then a label would reach out to you and offer you a contract and say, hey, hey, Bruce Springsteen, we want you. And Columbia would, fashion a contract and hand it to him, and his management would look at it, and there'd be a little back and forth business stuff going on. And pretty soon he's got an album out on Columbia Records. And, that's the way it used to be done. It's very, very rare these days. There is no record label cultivation of new talent. The way it works today is quite different. Right now, you have to be an independent artist that's selling so many records and is so popular on your own merit, you got to get on their radar. And then when they realize, you sold 1 million records without a record label, or you're getting X number of plays on YouTube, all of a sudden they become very interested. It's a no-brainer. They just click it on.
So the legwork was taken out of it.
That's right.
So can you package yourself to be more appealing to? We just talked about going viral. That's why you come here, right?
I'm
here.
already a pretty appealing guy, I think. I mean, I don't know. I'm kidding.
That's how we do it around here. If you don't blow your own horn.
No.
So we were talking about going viral, and
right.
Explain to our listeners what you had said, the idea of what it takes to put good content out there to get noticed.
It's very hard because there's so much noise out there. Think about how many YouTube videos are uploaded in a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh, and people from their bedroom, people that have spent money in recording studios or maybe bought a bunch of equipment online and are trying to figure it out, and they're putting out work. I'm just talking music. I mean, there's 1,000 other topics too, but just music, there's so many things coming out there. How do you cut above that clutter? How do you get above it? And, of course, you got to have something that's unique. It's got to be really interesting, and it's got to be good, of course. I think most of the time it needs to be good, but it's definitely got to be unique, and it's got to speak to people.
Okay.
It's got to speak to people enough where they're willing to share it. In other words, not just click on it and watch it, but they've got to be interested enough in it where they've got to say, hey, I think I'm going to share this on my Facebook page or whatever they like to use, Instagram.
Okay.
These days is super popular for art. So they'll put it up there and they'll keep reflecting that message, and they'll even reach out to their other friends and say, and this is where the critical flashpoint happens. They reach out to their friends and they say, hey, this is great. I love this. You need to check it out. And then they can inspire those people enough so that those people also do the same thing, and it keeps going like that. That's when it becomes viral. And if you can't, when you create your product, unless you're just extremely fortunate, you have something so cool that you got to share it, that everybody's got to have it, you better have a pretty good vision for how you're going to roll that out and how you're going to keep pushing it from different angles with the hopes of getting that flash, that pop, so that it'll go viral.
Ladies and gentlemen, the voice you're listening to, Carlos Chafin of In Your Ear Studios is here. This is some great information. The time's 1:44. We got to go away for a moment. We'll be back shortly. We got to pay bills. Yes, the microphone isn't free, and as I always say, my grandkids need stuff.
Hey guys, this is Robin with DB Arcade Commercial Video and Photography. If you need creative visual content for social media or traditional advertising, then we're the team you want working for you. We create custom ROI-driven videos and photography for your business, no matter what products or services you offer. We've worked with local newspapers, gyms, real estate agents, financial advisors, clothing companies, restaurants, and more. For more information, check us out on our website at db-arcade.com.
Hi, Chef Michelle here of Ma Michelle's Cafe, home of the Soul Rolls, located at 10811 Whole Street Road. Give us a call at 804-912-1644 or order online at mamichelle's.com. Ask about our off-site catering options as well as our online ordering through Grubhub, Uber Eats, and DoorDash. Follow us on all social media at Ma Michelle's Cafe. That's Ma Michelle's, Soul south of the James. Mention Mike on the mic and get a free dessert on us. Special rules apply.
Do you want a crystal clear picture of your finances? Dial 804-601-0532 and schedule your free financial review with Crystal Clear Financial Solutions. Find us online at crystalclearfinancialsolutions.com.
Hey everyone, it's Heather Marie Van Cleve with Heather Marie Speaks, and I'm on the mic with Mike on WJFN Radio Thursdays from 2 to 2:30 p.m., bringing encouragement, education, and empowerment for mental health awareness with a little bit of fashion infused. Join me every Thursday from 2 to 2:30. I'll see you then.
When Heather Marie speaks, you should be listening. On the Mic with Mike, weekdays 1 to 3 on WJFN 92.7 and 100.5 FM.
Yes, this is Don Treese Brown. We're Brown Baylor, proud sponsors of the Swagger Series. Please feel free to follow us on our social media channels, The Brown Baylor. You can also visit us on our website, brownbaylor.com, and you can follow us on our most recent project, Hidden in Plain Sight, site.org.
Brown Baylor, Hidden in Plain Sight, sponsors of the On the Mic with Mike Swagger music series. Hear brand new stars every Friday at 2 p.m. only on the Mic with Mike and WJFN, 92.7 and 100.5 FM.
I enjoy listening to On the Mic with Mike every day at 1 p.m.
That's what I do!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Mic with Mike, the business radio program that everyone is talking about in the area. We'd like to thank President 44 for the shout out. You know, he says he listens every day. I'm not exactly sure, but we'd like to thank him for that, and welcome in President number 46. Welcome him into the White House. Carlos Chafin is here with us. We're talking about the music industry. And talk a little bit about the fertile ground of I guess the creative scene here in Richmond. You have your finger on it's not just music, it's film, it's fashion.
Right.
It's all those things. Has it always been like that from your perspective?
Absolutely not.
So you were the lone wolf out there for a while, or there were a few of you guys, but it wasn't.
Right. I mean, there's always been terribly interesting people around Richmond. I think a lot of that is because we're a university town. You know, we've got a bunch of
I lived in
schools.
State College, Pennsylvania, the home of Penn State.
Yeah.
College towns are different.
They are.
There's an energy that goes on that other places can't match.
Absolutely, and Richmond has benefited from that. It's interesting to look around the country. I mean, one of the other places I've produced a lot of music and been around a lot is Austin, Texas.
I love Austin.
And Austin's an amazing comparative entity for Richmond. A lot of people do it too. I'd like to think I started looking at the similarities maybe before
it got cool?
Before everybody figured it out. Yeah, exactly. Because Austin's airport used to be hideous. And, you know, I mean, we had a better airport than Austin 20 years ago. It's crazy, you know, and stuff like that. And you just look at it and go, well, what happened? Well, the answer is Michael Dell, you know, Dell Computer, and then
the whole South by Southwest thing. And
exactly. But, you know, it's another college town.
Yeah, it is.
It's a college town. UT is huge. And it's right in the middle of town. And it's just like VCU is to Richmond, UT is to Austin.
So at what point did you really start to see that Richmond was becoming something kind of cool and hip? And
it snuck up on me. It's like I turned the corner one day and realized that it had sort of happened. And I think that's true for a lot of people around here. Here's where I think it changed, okay? It used to be that we had a lot of great musicians that would come through here. I can name drop a billion of them.
Because you can't come here out. He doesn't realize ground rules here. You have to name drop here.
Okay.
And I've heard you work with some cool people.
Yeah. Early on, Bruce Springsteen was
now I'm from Philly,
yeah.
So you know that's near and dear.
Yeah.
And it got me in okay, this is a side note, but it's my program. So
go for it, Mike.
So I was playing the streets of Philadelphia as my open.
Oh, cool.
I didn't realize why I was kicked off of Facebook. Then I realized.
Yep.
I realized, like, how come we aren't broadcasting anymore? Well, Facebook says, and then I realized I don't own the rights to this music.
This is correct.
Yes, so shout out to the boss. And the streets of Philadelphia got me kicked off, and I learned my lesson the hard way.
Yeah, so Bruce Springsteen had a band here called Steel Mill. And Steel Mill had a lead singer his name was Robin Thompson. And Robin Thompson was a figure here in Richmond, and he wrote, along with Steve Bassett, the popular state song, Sweet Virginia Breeze. Well, Robin was my business partner when we started In Your Ear.
And what year was that?
That was 91.
Okay.
So 30 years. 30 years. Good grief. But Robin, yeah, I know.
You got some stories.
Yeah, I got a million stories. We did all the original work for, I did all the demos for Bruce Hornsby. I did all the recordings, early stuff for Pat Benatar. And it goes, and back when I was at Alpha Audio, the studio before In Your Ear, we had an incredible lineup of people that came through that place. Parliament Funkadelic, all that stuff. Make My Funk to P-Funk was
recorded. Yes, I want to get funked up.
Recorded on Broad Street, man.
Oh, really?
Yes. Oh, really? So there's been cool things that have happened throughout the ages in Richmond. Okay, very cool. Dave Matthews Band, Dave Matthews Band, those guys used to be basically our studio band at In Your Ear. That's who played on your jingle if you brought in something like that. It was those guys. So, yeah, it's very cool, but those were isolated things. Today, we're doing the Shaco Sessions shows every Tuesday, and I have a list of bands that are coming in to do that. We've only repeated one artist one time, and we've done 35 shows, and I have so many bands, good, professional, level bands that I could put on that I would have to do the show 3 times a week to get them all on within a year. The ones I know about. Those are just the ones I know about in Richmond, just Richmond.
So at what point, okay, give people an idea how they can find you.
They can find me at inyourear.com. That's the easy way. If you want to go on Facebook, In Your Ear Studios, all one long word, In Your Ear Studios. That also, that'll work on Facebook, on YouTube. You can either use In Your Ear Studios just like Facebook, or you can use Shaco Sessions Live, all one word, and spell Shaco correctly, or Google won't know what you're doing. But Google Shaco Sessions Live, and that also works on Twitch and some of the other platforms because we broadcast on all of them.
So, talk about what you know it means to give artists a place to come to play their music, because you become a place where people come to showcase their talents.
Right.
And there's always a shortage of that out there. So you become a community resource to the people in the creative world.
Well, particularly these days under
for
this
sure.
situation. There's just, we've had a triple whammy on artists. Not only is this model we talked about earlier with the record company, not there to back you. There is no backing for anybody unless you're just rich. There's no backing. So bands live pretty much hand to mouth. Okay, so now they've got to come out with their own album. Well, okay, that's hard enough to do on a good day. So let's say you put an album together and you get out there and now you're going to sell that album. You used to sell it on the gig, right? You'd autograph a CD or something and sell that as a piece of merch. Well, there's no gig. So if you're going to produce an album, you have no means of paying for it.
True.
You have no means of promoting it. No means of promoting it. You can't buy advertising. That's too expensive.
True.
So you got social media, which we already talked about, is way too noisy, really hard to get traction, really hard to build up that possibility of a viral event. Really tough to do that, but it does happen from time to time. So what do you do? What can you do as an artist? I mean, how are you going to fund paying for a record? I'm working with an artist right now who's got a great album. She's written all the songs. She's done all the demos. Her name's Elizabeth Wise. She's a great blues player. And she's from here, and she's just started a Kickstarter to pay for her album production because guess what? There's no other way Elizabeth Wise is going to pay for that album.
Really quick, what's the average cost of something like to get something produced? And back in the day, so I'm old, and, but people don't understand.
You don't look that old.
I feel every inch of it, yes. Back in the day, we used to buy an album sight unseen.
Yes, we did.
12, 15, 20 songs.
Because it looked cool.
It looked cool. And they told us this is the best work ever.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got 3 songs when they were good and, 2 or 3 that were, and then you could tell they were fillers. Now, the next time they're out, they're saying that same thing. This is my best work ever. Right now, you go and you hear a song and you can buy that song. Artists can't sneak up on you anymore like they did. We were loyal. We were like the Sade fans, like me.
Right.
She can stay away for 10 years, come back, and you're going to buy her work sight unseen because of who she is. What does something like an EP or something like that cost to produce, well, an average that a person needs to invest as an artist?
I could give you a long answer, but I'm not going to. I would say between $5,000 and $15,000.
Okay. That's okay.
It just depends on the complexity.
$5,000 is a lot to an artist making.
Who's broke.
Yes.
Yeah.
And who can't go out and tour anymore.
And then once you get it, what are you going to do with it?
What are you doing?
Give it to your friends and family?
That's true. All right, ladies and gentlemen. See, I could talk to this man. You got to come back. you got to come back. Okay, so
Fair
Allie
enough.
Thibodeau is here. She's here this Friday on our Swagger Studio series. We'd like to thank Brown Baylor for sponsoring that. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you tune in. She's going to be outstanding. We're going to have a great time. So she's on the mic with Mike, sponsored by Brown Baylor, 2 to 3 on Friday. So make sure you tune in.
Go back to YouTube and watch her performance.
I saw that
on Shaco Sessions.
And Shaco okay, so let people know how they can find out about Shaco Sessions.
Shaco Sessions Live on YouTube. Just search it up.
That's right. I saw my man Craig Martin. Is he really like the MC of that episode? What exactly is he doing there?
He's a friend. I produced the music audio for their TV show, The Good Road.
I tell you what, that's outstanding.
It's a great show.
It's a great show.
It's so fun to do that show. I can't even tell you.
Every inch of that looks fun.
It's great. It's fascinating. And he just did that because our regular host, Reese Williams, was sick that night. She had a throat thing. And Craig's a good friend. I said, hey, man, can you come set in? So that's how he got that host gig that night.
Leave it to Craig Martin. Leave it to the man with the red shoes that he will get it done. All right. Carlos,
can I do one more little
go ahead.
Baby plug?
Okay,
so we dropped a new podcast starting yesterday on Spotify and on Apple, and it is called This Room Sounds Great. And it's really cool, and Reese Williams is the host. Queen Reese is the person on there. The first one is fantastic. I won't tell you anything about it, but you've got to go hear this podcast.
And the name of it again is?
It's This Room Sounds Great.
This Room Sounds Great, ladies and gentlemen. Carlos Chafin in Your Ear Studios. He's coming back. We'll be back on the other side with Nicole Reed with The Real Playbook. Thanks. Take care.
I'm John Scott. Joe Biden has become the 46th president of the United States, declaring that democracy has prevailed. White House correspondent Greg Clugston reports.
After taking the oath of office,
I, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., do solemnly swear.
President Biden delivered an inaugural address pleading for unity and appealing for civility.
This is our historic moment of crisis and challenge, and unity is the path forward.
Mr. Biden acknowledged the country's deep political divide and multiple crises, but declared the U.S. will get through this together. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Troops in riot gear lined the streets of the nation's capital, but there were no crowds. Armored vehicles and concrete barriers blocked the empty streets around the U.S. Capitol. Former President Trump left Washington earlier in the day, flying to his estate in Florida. Also at townhall.com, now that a new president's moving into the White House, our next-door neighbor has a request.
Help us out. You have a new president. No more excuses. Those are the words of Doug Ford, Ontario, Canada's premier, to those he calls our American friends. He's asking Joe Biden to share 1 million doses of COVID-19 vaccine, doses that come from Pfizer's plant in Michigan. Ford says he's angry that Pfizer has decided to reduce deliveries to Canada temporarily, while it upgrades its plant in Belgium. That's the plant that supplies all the shots delivered outside the U.S. What will the incoming Biden administration do? No word yet. I'm Rita Foley.
The stocks are rallying on two record heights on encouraging earning reports that have been released. On Wall Street, the Dow up 233 points now. The NASDAQ, 248 points.